Mike, Dr. Mike, Dr. Mike, Dr. Mike. Celestial, celestial, the Adelaide, the Adelaide, the Adelaide. From Dr. Mike, Dr. Mike, Dr. Mike, Dr. Mike. GGO, GGO. It's line of sight, 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 line of sight. You push the line of sight, line of sight, line of sight, line of sight, out of sight, out of sight, out of sight. Look to the right, to the right, to the right. Find a star, find a star. It's almost night, it's almost night, it's almost night. A star in sight, a star in sight. To the right, it's to the right, to the right, to the right. Find a peak, find a peak. A mountain peak, mountain peak, mountain peak. Record the time, get the time when you can't see, when you can't see. A star at night goes out of sight, out of sight, out of sight, out of sight, out of sight. No refraction, no refraction. It don't refract none, no refraction. There's no refraction when you can't see none. You can't see none, no you don't see none. Trigger, 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 trigger. That's trigonometry, trigonometry. Triangulation, triangulation. It's flat line, this is baseline, baseline, baseline. Your baseline, baseline, you are triangulating. You're just triangulating. Now get the true, get the true star position, the real position. From the almanac, it's in the almanac, in the almanac, it's in the almanac. Compare the angles, the baseline angle, to the angle, to the angle. From the peak, 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 peak. And what do you know? All the angles will match. The angles will show that the angles do match with the baseline, just the baseline of a triangle. A flat trig triangle, a flat trig triangle, a flat earth triangle. So go figure, 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 figure. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Know your trigger, 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 truck, trigger, 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 truck. Yeah, you're trigger, 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 truck. Hey y'all, look at my giant telescope. Come check it out, check it out. Is it way more than you could hope? Come get closer. You see it stretches to the peak. It's just a straight line, a perfect straight line to a star I cannot see. Just when the star just can't be seen. Turn off reflection, refract, subtraction. That's just for stars that you can see. Only for stars that can't be seen. And even that sun, they claim refraction. It only how they make it seem. It's how they trick the ball below your feet. But there ain't no ball below your feet. It's just a practice of deceit. Refraction equals ball below your feet. A tricky treat, tricky treat. It's rigged up, tricking you with stars you see. Thanks Dr. Mike, Dr. Mike, Dr. Mike, Dr. Mike, Dr. Mike, Dr. Mike, Dr. Mike. You're dynamite, 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 loud. Chi 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 chi.